like she's got a shotgun or whatever, and she's like shooting bad guys. Mm-hmm. Mom, I'm serious. I told you.
I don't need you.
Well, you certainly need me because everyone's either presumed dead or
everyone's
taken
gone.
Out.
You need
okay,
help.
We'll go up together. Mm-hmm. Go through this door, and it's a storage closet. Literally locks her in. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Mom, I got to do this by myself. Bye, and then just takes off.
Yeah.
So the last showdown. It's the whole thing where he comes in.
Oh, do we want to get to the fixing his own wound?
Oh, right, because he gets down and
he basically uses a grenade. He pulls a pin of a grenade and throws it and like blows some people up. But he's gotten a cut on his finger, and he's like, it's a blister on his finger. So he goes, "Oh my god!" And he's looking at it, going, "Oh no, oh no, oh no!" So he takes out a match, lights it, and uses it to heat up a pin, and he's just like. And he goes, and screams like a little girl and shit like that. And then he just sort of like does the whole like tearing of his shirt to get like a bandage and wraps it up his finger. And he's just like, I can still do this. It's fucking one of the best solo scenes I've seen in a while.
Because it's the littlest fucking...
Yeah, it's the tiniest little... Because all it was a blister that he poked.
Yep.
Like, a lot of us wouldn't even put a bandage on it.
So it's one of those things where he comes in and Cheryl's all tied up, but of course her mouth's covered, so she's like,
Yeah.
And then, it's a trap.
And he's answering questions.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know, it was brave of me to do that. And she's pointing over at them coming in. He's like, yeah, I know. It was crazy. I never thought I could actually do it myself. And,
But then Leo and Mr. Big get the jump on him. Mm-hmm. And this is where it's just like, what are you doing here? It's like plenty of big actors have done, and then they go through a Rolodex of actors and actresses who've done
bigger exploitation movies. Genius.
So why can't I be Mr. Big? And they're like,
he's got a point.
Fair.
He's not wrong.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. And then Fly Guy shows up.
Yeah.
In a more, I guess, traditional now for the late 80s, early 90s pimp suit.
Well, he's done some research
to save the day with like the world's smallest gun.
Mm-hmm. It's not the size of the gun; it's the heart of the man.
Then Slade shows up, all blown up, kills Mr. Big.
Yep.
Which is what you should have done to begin with, I think.
Let's not speak about logic in this movie.
You shouldn't have ran him out of town. You should have just shot him like you did. Because he literally just shows up, pulls a gun out, and shoots Mr. Big, and that's it.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. How he survived, I don't know.
Jack Cheryl give each other a kiss, and Leo's given the option of, one way or the other. Oh, fuck this, and then jumps out the window. He's like, didn't he know there was an elevator?
Well, I don't think... Yeah, that's the joke, because it's always like, I know how this goes, so he just jumps out the window saying, fuck it, I don't want to fall down the stairs no more.
Belle and Slade basically get together, because he's like, I guess we are going to get married.
Yeah, why not?
And that's the film.
Well, except for the post-credit sequence.
Right.
Where, Kung Fu Joe washes up on a beach. Okay.
How did he get
there? I don't know.
Is that you're trying to set up for a sequel?
I don't know. It doesn't really seem like much, because he just sort of collapses. Oh, no. Because I think somebody says, like, I can't remember exactly what happens, but something along the lines of, like, hey, Mr. You okay? And he's just like, I will be, or something like that, and then falls down or something.
Well, I'm mad now that Kung Fu Joe movie wasn't.
I'd watch a Kung Fu Joe movie.
Can we get? I guess D. James. I don't know if he's with us anymore.
I have no idea.
Can we get maybe Michael Jai White to be Kung Fu Joe in a movie?
That's the sequel to what's it called?
To Black Dynamite. He's Snake.
Yeah.
Michael Jai White is Kung Fu Joe. Although that I don't think that would fly nowadays.
No,
especially with the kung fu fighting and all that. So this was as simple movies can get, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is just, like, I don't think... The only other movie that was as simple, or maybe simpler, as in just, like, cut, dry, done, first act, second act, third act, was maybe Streets of Fire.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of just like, we're going to go get her. We got her. Let's go back. Cool.
Yeah. It's there's nothing to it, but I get it. It's trying to be the simplest plot possible.
Because it's just like, we need to get a group together, take out the bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the group together. Okay, well, we're all getting picked off one by one, but we still get the bad guy done. Get the girl done.
It's the simplest plot possible.
And this, again, I don't know how this movie escaped me. Because this movie is right up my alley for the most... like, I watch ridiculous shit all the time, so how this movie escapes me, I don't know. But I probably will get around to getting it on Blu-ray, because this movie's fan-fucking-tastic. I'm giving an 8 No Way products out of 10. Yeah, this movie's fucking hilarious. I haven't laughed this hard at a film in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, that whole fucking Kalinga thing. Like, that whole fucking scene gets just better and better. Like, the wife comes out and it's a Brady. And then the kids come out and they're little blonde kids. But the way they talk and the way they dressed.
Yeah. That was one of the funniest scenes
I'm just
in the
like,
whole
holy
thing.
fucking shit. Then at the end, where you literally hear Jan Brady, like, power to the black man. Like,
like, oh,
what
Jesus.
The fuck? And then the fact that scene, while the kid is doing his monologue, the Brady Bunch theme is playing underneath him talking.
Because that's what you do, right?
Oh, man.
When you get a Brady, you have to do that. I don't know. I think I give it 7 over golds. Just because I like the movie a lot. And yeah, it did make me laugh quite a bit. I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted a little more, if that makes any sense. But I really did enjoy it. Like, I'm giving it a 7. I'm not saying it was bad.
No.
I just don't think I was as over the moon as you were, but I really fucking enjoyed it. I laughed my ass off.
You walk a tightrope with a movie like this.
Absolutely.
Because
yes.
if it overstays its welcome, if a joke overstays its welcome, you go from being funny to not funny and maybe even worse.
Yeah.
So, like, at an hour and I think a half, roughly, this movie is.
Yeah.
I think it was
actually, it's like an hour and 25.
Yeah.
It's like really short.
You could have maybe put another 10 minutes in there, but then what are you gonna do, right? You can add a couple more jokes, but then maybe...
To be fair, a lot of this movie is, and I think part of my lower score is a lot of it is just, and I really don't like when movies do this. It's just a lot of, like, specifically for, like, the Chris Rock scene. As great as that scene was, not necessary to the film whatsoever.
Right.
I don't really necessarily...
Yeah, but you don't want to cut it down even
No,
further.
I wouldn't want to cut it, but, like, it's so unnecessary that I, like, look at it and go, well, why is this even in the movie?
Yeah.
Not that I'm mad that it's there, but it's just sort of like, this is such a non sequitur that actually doesn't go anywhere. And this movie has a lot of those. And I don't like those all that much. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of movies that I actually haven't liked for this reason. A fairly recent one, not fairly recent, I'd say it's about a decade at this point. The Amy Schumer movie, Trainwreck.
I don't think that's a decade. That was like...
It's like 2011, wasn't it?
No, I think it was like 2014.
No.
Not that it matters.
Doesn't really matter. But that movie had a lot of those, where it was just like, oh, here's a scene of her doing something which doesn't have anything to do with the plot. We're just going to show it because we're just going to show it.
Right.
And it was just, that whole movie felt like that to me. And that, I don't care for that kind of thing a lot of times. Yes.
That's a problem in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's that kind of movie.
Yes.
This is a parody.
Well, that's why I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
it's just,
those need to be in here because this movie has to have ridiculous things.
Yeah. But it's the stuff.
Like this,
it's the ridiculous.
Again, I go back to the Kalenga. Like, that whole scene does not need to be in there.
No, but it fits the storyline.
Yeah.
The Chris Rock scene is the only one I can think of offhand right now that is like, wow, that doesn't further the plot even remotely. It's just in there because they thought it was funny. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I
introduces Hammer and Slammer.
Kind of. But, like, that whole scene didn't need to be there. You could just walk into the rib joint and it's there.
Comedy, though, right?
Yeah.
You can't literally just have them walk in and go Hammer, Slammer.
But my complaint is that's kind of lazy. You know what I mean?
I think it would have been lazy if you just had him walk in.
Well, that's very interesting. Because I think it's lazy to not tie it into the film. Because, like, I would say, put it this way.
You need the joke. It's a comedy.
Well, I understand that. I'm not saying it's a bad joke, because, again, it's one of my favorite scenes in the film. But it doesn't add to the plot. Like, I would say...
No, God, no.
I would say the same thing with, like, the
a lot of these jokes
the Anne-Marie Johnson thing, where he goes up and deals with the girl.
Yeah, like Cherry doesn't...
Yeah, there was no need for that scene whatsoever, and I'm like...
It's all comedy.
But right? you could make that relevant to the plot. You could have... Considering this movie also does really good at tying shit up.
Well, no, that was relevant
like that.
Because Slade tells him, well, you need the women. You want to be here, you need the women.
I guess, but... I mean, we also didn't get to the point where he also...
Oh, he gets his theme music.
He gets his own theme music. Like, yeah,
it's
KRS-One of all people. It's like a dude with like a DJ.
Yeah, like, who are these guys? Oh, that's
my theme music. Every hero's got to have theme music, and he smiles like, the kid's got it.
The payoff, right?
Yeah.
No, but the Cherry thing is more of a payoff because it ties in, like, well, if you want to be a hero, you got to drink and you got to sleep with women. So go sleep with her. So then the joke is he doesn't go and sleep with her like, no, bad mother, shut your mouth.
But considering, but it's unnecessary because he gets the girl in the end anyway. So that could have worked too.
You need more gags. That's a thing.
No, I know, but that's what it is.
In a parody film, you need gags,
I know, but that
right?
sometimes, to me...
Sometimes they don't land.
Sometimes it doesn't land, and sometimes I find that that's to be a little bit lazy. Just a hair. And that's why I gave it a lower score. Not that I didn't like the film by any stretch, because some of those things were funny. It's just, to me, movies like that get a little bit lower score. Except for movies like that are infinitely worse than this. Like, I'm not going to do that for, like, say, Airplane.
Right.
Because Airplane, that's the whole movie. If I'm going to complain about that, then I can't like the movie.
Yeah.
Because that movie doesn't even have a plot, really.
But see, that's a parody thing.
Yeah.
So I think
it is different. It is different. Weirdly enough, I guess you could say...
comedy is different than a parody.
Yeah.
Film.
And as much as this is parody, I consider this more comedy than parody.
Really?
In a weird way with this, yeah. I mean, I know it's parody, but I don't know. I'm holding this on a different plane than Airplane. Maybe that's incorrect for me to do, but I kind of do.
Because I put this at the same as the other Wayans Brother parody film, Don't Be a Menace.
Oh, I hate that fucking movie.
Well, you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
I think that might be a better example of what you're talking about.
Weirdly enough, I think this movie is not silly enough for me to do that. It's plenty fucking weird, but I don't know if this is silly enough to warrant that.
Because weird and silly are
very different.
As someone who's both, they're very different things.
And I think that might be why I'm holding it on a different level.
As far as MVPs go, I'm going to go with Leo and Willie.
Okay.
And I can't remember. Last year when we did Vampire in Brooklyn, I don't know if I gave it to Kadeem Harris there as well.
Yeah.
He's just fucking funny.
He is. And actually, I think we both did give it to Kadeem
And Damon
Harris.
Wayans, on top of that, as like the smarter but equally stupid henchman.
Yeah.
The running gag of them going down the stairs.
Ironically, they really reminded me of the weasels in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It might also be the suits they were wearing, but it really kind of reminded me of that, which could be their inspiration.
They were funny the whole way through. Every time they're on screen, you got to laugh out of them.
Yeah.
How they talked, too, like their accents.
Yeah. Oddly enough, though, we're going to be different for the first time in a while. I'm giving it to Kung Fu Joe.
Oh, I figured, yeah.
That character is my favorite thing from the second he walked in. I was like, he's going to keep walking like that, right? He's going to keep doing that, right?
He's going to keep talking like that, right?
And he did. And it was fucking amazing.
To be fair, this is one of those... There's a lot of films that were like, this is what, episode 70? There was a lot of movies where you can hear us when we talk about it, struggling to find an MVP.
Yeah.
This movie is a wealth.
Yeah. Like...
You could have went with Leo and Willie. You could have went. You could have went with Mr. Big. You could have went with Kung Fu Joe. You could have gone with Fly Guy. You could have went with Hammer and Slammer as a duo.
This might be the only time we don't pick John Witherspoon just simply because he's not in the movie enough.
That's not true. I think you picked John Witherspoon in Meteor Man, and he's in a scene.
I was struggling to like anything in Meteor Man,
fair.
So
fair.
He's getting that.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, like this movie is a wealth of characters that when they're on, like fuck Kalenga and his whole family.
Yes, that was
could
genius.
Be collectively MVP. Like that little boy. I don't even know if he gets a name. That kid could have been MVP.
That whole scene could have been MVP. Yeah.
So this film,
or his little sister even just going, preach, brother, preach. Like,
so like The Wood, I would suggest, because this apparently, from what I've gathered, this is not a very popular film. If you're listening to this and you liked what you heard, please do yourself
spread the word. Go watch it. Spread the word.
Find this movie, however which way you can, hopefully legally.
Yes.
But watch this movie.
Absolutely.
Movies like this is again like The Wood. I mean, more for me than for you for that, because you already love that movie. That's what I love about the show, because we get to discover movies that we never really...
Exactly. Like, I can honestly say, and I'm not sure how, but I had never seen next week's movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how I avoided it, but I did. I knew it existed, but I never saw it. And, that's one of the things I like about the show, is I'm going to get to see a lot of movies that I haven't seen before, that I've put off for whatever reason.
So, to conclude Black History Month, we do move to next week, and we do go back to the 90s. We go way back to March 8th, 1991, for the, apparently, according to Wikipedia, Blaxploitation.
Where'd that come from?
It's also, but it's labeled mostly as a crime film.
It is a crime drama.
New Jack City. I would say, like, kind of Wesley Snipes classic. Like, this is one of his most...
so.
I think this is, when you're talking about Wesley Snipes, you're talking, like, this is one of his big films.
Like, this was Wesley Snipes' time period. Like, 89 to like 94, Wesley Snipes was the guy. Maybe even longer than that. I would say about the movie The Fan was where he started to die down.
And this is a film that I've been waiting to talk about, because this is one of my not top 10, but like